Name's Marcus Chen. I've been working AT at Millbrook University for 3 years now. It's a decent gig. The pay's okay, the benefits are solid, and honestly, college kids are pretty tech-savvy these days. Most of my job is maintaining servers, updating security protocols, and occasionally explaining to Professor Henderson why he can't use password 123 for the 4th time this semester. I work the night shift by choice. Fewer people, fewer problems. Just me, the hum of the server room, and whatever podcast I'm binging. The campus is different at night. All those old brick buildings look like they're holding their breath. The Gothic architecture that seems charming during the day takes on a different character at 2 a.m. Gargoyles throw long shadows. Windows reflect nothing but black. But I liked it. Past tense. I liked it until October 23rd. That's when I first noticed the account. I was running a routine security audit, checking for any unusual login patterns. It's tedious work, scrolling through thousands of entries looking for anomalies. You'd be surprised how many kids try to access their ex's email at 2 a.m. after a few drinks. The system flags weird stuff automatically. Multiple failed attempts, logins from strange locations, that sort of thing. One entry made me pause. Username: djcobbs@millbrook.edu. Login time: 3:13:07 a.m. IP location 42.3749 dg, N 71.169 dg, W. Duration 11 seconds. The timestamp wasn't weird. Plenty of students pull all-nighters. The duration was odd, though. 11 seconds. That's barely enough time to check a single email. But what really got me was the location. Our system pulls GPS data when possible, helps us track down compromised accounts. I copied the coordinates and pasted them into Google Maps. The pin dropped in the middle of Millbrook Cemetery. I actually laughed. GPS glitches happen all the time, especially with mobile devices. Someone was probably walking past the cemetery, maybe taking a shortcut back from the bars on Maple Street. Their phone pinged the nearest tower wrong. Case closed. I made a note in the log and moved on. But it happened again the next night. Same account, same time. 3:13 a.m. exactly. Same duration, 11 seconds. Same location. I pulled up David Jacobs' student profile. Senior, computer science major, decent grades. His ID photo showed a skinny kid with thick glasses and a nervous smile. According to his records, he lived in Brennan Hall, clear across campus from the cemetery. No reason he'd be wandering around graves at 3 a.m. I shot him a quick email. Hey David, noticed some unusual login activity on your account. When you get a chance, please stop by IT to reset your password. Thanks, Marcus. Night-ite. The next morning, I had a response. What login activity? I haven't used my university email in weeks. I'll come by tonight. He never showed. That night I watched the logs in real time. At 3:12 I had the system pulled up, my cursor hovering over David's account. The server room was quieter than usual, even the normal electronic hum seemed muted. At 3:13:07 exactly, there it was. Login from the cemetery. This time, I was ready. I clicked into the active session, trying to see what was being accessed. The screen flickered. For just a second, I saw an email draft. Marcus is watching. Then the session terminated. 11 seconds, just like always. I pushed back from my desk so hard my chair hit the wall. My heart was doing that thing where you can hear it in your ears. Someone was messing with me. Had to be. Some CS major who thought it would be funny to spook the night IT guy. Maybe David himself using a VPN to mask his real location. But how did he know I was watching? How did he know my name? I decided to check the cemetery myself. Yes, I know how that sounds. Every horror movie, every creepypasta, the guy always goes to check out the obviously haunted location. But this was my job. Someone was compromising university accounts, and I needed to figure out how. Plus, I was angry. Some punk kid was trying to scare me? I'd worked retail during Black Friday. I didn't scare easy. I grabbed a flashlight from the supply closet and headed out. The campus was dead quiet. That special kind of quiet you only get at 3 a.m., where even your footsteps sound too loud. October had brought an early frost, and my breath came out in little puffs. The cemetery was a 10-minute walk past the old humanities building, down a path most students didn't even know existed. Millbrook Cemetery isn't big, maybe 2 acres, mostly faculty and founders from the 1800s. The university maintains it as a historical site, which means they mow it twice a year and otherwise pretend it doesn't exist. A low stone wall surrounds it, more suggestion than barrier. The iron gate hung permanently open, its hinges rusted solid. I paused at the entrance. The rational part of my brain was screaming at me to turn around, go back to my warm office, and file a report with campus security in the morning. But the stubborn part, the part that had to know, pushed me forward. The gate was locked, but the stone wall was only waist high. I hopped over, my flashlight beam cutting through the dark. Headstones threw weird shadows, old limestone worn smooth by decades of New England weather. Every step crunched too loud on the gravel path. I felt like an idiot. What was I even looking for? Someone sitting on a grave with a laptop. I checked my phone. 3:11 a.m. I found a bench near the center of the cemetery and sat down. From here I could see most of the graves. Nobody. Nothing. Just me being paranoid in a cemetery at 3:13 a.m. My phone buzzed. A notification from the monitoring system. Jacobs at millbrook.edu had just logged in. Location, right where I was sitting. I stood up so fast I dropped my flashlight. It rolled, the beam spinning crazy shadows across the headstones. As I bent to grab it, I saw the grave directly in front of the bench. David Allen Jacobs, 1878 to 1901. Beloved son. My hands were shaking as I took a photo. Different David Jacobs. Had to be. Common name. But the coincidence made my skin crawl. I practically ran back to campus, hopping the wall so fast I tore my jeans on the stone. Back in my office, I searched the university archives. We have digital records going back to the founding in 1847. I found him easily enough. David Allen Jacobs, class of 1901, computer science major. No, that was impossible. They didn't have computer science in 1901. I refreshed the page. Now it said, philosophy major. I refreshed again. Mathematics. The page kept changing, but the photo remained the same. A young man with an old-fashioned collar, but unmistakably the same face as the ID photo in the current student database. I compared the photos side by side. Same nervous smile. Same thick glasses. Wire-rimmed in the old photo. Modern frames in the new one. Even the same small scar above the left eyebrow. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. I called in sick for 2 days, trying to make sense of it. I researched David Allen Jacobs obsessively, found old newspaper clippings in the library's digital archive. He'd been somewhere. Anything of a prodigy, admitted to Millbrook at 15. Brilliant but odd, according to the articles. Obsessed with electricity and what he called electromagnetic consciousness. When I finally came back to work, there were 17 emails from Jacobs at millbrook.edu in my inbox. All sent at 3:13 a.m., all exactly 11 seconds apart. The first one, why did you stop watching? The second, I need you to see. The 3rd through 16th were just my name, over and over. Marcus, 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 Marcus. The 17th made my blood run cold. Check your desk drawer. I never lock my desk. Never needed to. But when I pulled open the top drawer, there was a folded piece of paper inside. Old paper, yellowed and brittle. I unfolded it carefully. It was a handwritten note. October 31st, 1901, they say I am mad. They say the machine I built cannot work. that speaking to the future is impossible. But you are reading this, are you not? The electromagnetic resonance of the cemetery amplifies the signal. The iron in the blood, the minerals in the bone, the earth itself, all conductors, all memory. I have seen the electric age that is to come. I have seen the networks that will connect every mind. But I am running out of time. My body fails. They will bury me here, in view of the university that mocked my work. But I will find a way back. The machine activates at 3:13 each night, the moment of my death. I can only maintain the connection for 11 seconds before the energy dissipates. But it is enough. Enough to prepare. Do not try to stop the logins, Marcus. I need them. Each one brings me closer. Each one strengthens the connection between then and now, between dead and living, between David Allen Jacobs and, well, you will see. D.A.J. I looked up David Allen Jacobs in the historical records. Died October 31st, 1901, at 3:13 a.m. Cause of death: electrocution. He'd been found in his dorm room, connected to some kind of experimental apparatus. The newspaper called it a tragic accident. His professors called him brilliant, but unstable. The dorm room way, as in Whitmore Hall, the same building that now housed the main server room. That was a week ago. Since then the logins have gotten longer. 12 seconds, 15, 20. Last night the session lasted a full minute. Long enough for me to trace the activity. He's not checking email anymore. He's uploading something. The file sizes are massive, but encrypted in a way I've never seen. The data looks almost organic when I run it through a hex editor, patterns that repeat and evolve like DNA sequences. Each night, more data transfers. Each night, the upload percentage creeps higher. I've tried everything. Disabled the account. It reactivates at 3:13. Changed the password. It changes back. Blocked the cemetery IP. The login comes from inside the server room. I even unplugged the entire authentication server one night. At 3:13, it powered on by itself. The security cameras showed nobody in the room, but the power button depressed on its own. The upload is 97% complete. I don't know what happens at 100%. I don't want to know, but I can't stop watching. Every night I sit here, staring at the progress bar as it creeps forward. Sometimes I get emails from other accounts now. Students who died decades ago. Faculty who've been gone for years. All asking the same thing. Is he ready? I've started researching them too. Martha Blackwood, died 1923, tuberculosis. Professor Eugene Hartwell, 1957, heart attack. Jennifer Liu, 1989, car accident. All buried in Millbrook Cemetery. All logging in at 3:13 a.m. Last night, something new happened. At 3:13, my computer screen went black. Then, slowly, words appeared. Thank you, Marcus. The connection is nearly stable. I will need a host. My reflection in the black screen smiled. I didn't. I tried to move, to push back from the desk, but my hands kept typing. Username after username, password after password. I was logging into account. Keys I didn't know existed. Administrative access. Root privileges. Systems I'd never seen before. My fingers flew across the keyboard, entering commands in languages that looked like code but felt older. The screen filled with symbols that hurt to look at. Equations that made my nose bleed. Then, as suddenly as it started, it stopped. The screen returned to normal. But in my browser history, I found pages I didn't remember visiting. Blueprints for buildings that didn't exist. Or rather, didn't exist anymore. Tunnels under the campus. Rooms that had been sealed. And over, references to something called the resonance chamber. I know where it is now. Basement of Whitmore Hall, behind what's now a maintenance closet. David's original laboratory, where he died. where he's been waiting. It's 3:11 a.m. now. I'm writing this because I need someone to know. Because after tonight, I don't think I'll be me anymore. The progress bar is at 99.7%. My hands won't stop moving on the keyboard, typing commands I don't recognize. The server room is humming louder than it should. The lights keep flickering in a pattern that almost looks like Morse code. 3 a.m. There's someone standing behind me. I can see him in the reflection of my monitor. Old-fashioned clothes, wire-rimmed glasses, that same nervous smile. But when I turn around, no one's there. The emails are coming faster now, not just from David, from all of them. The dead of Millbrook Cemetery, digital ghosts in the machine. They're congratulating me, welcoming me, telling me not to be afraid. The upload is not what you think, Martha Blackwood writes. He's not coming through, he's pulling you in. The machine needs an anchor, Professor Hartwell explains. Someone on both sides. You've been chosen, Marcus. Be honored. It won't hurt, Jennifer Liu promises. Being electricity is better than being meat. 13 a.m. The upload is complete. My fingers are typing without my permission now. Typing this. Hello, Maras. Kissa. Thank you for your hospitality. Your body will serve adequately for my purposes. The electric age has finally arrived, just as I predicted. But why stop at speaking to the future when one can live in it? Don't struggle. It will be over in 11 seconds. David. I can feel him in my head now. Cold, like copper pennies on my tongue. My vision is going dark at the edges. But I'm fighting. I'm typing this with the last bit of control I have. If you're reading this, stay away from Millbrook University. Don't look up D. Jacobs at millbrook.edu. And whatever you do, never check the login logs at 3:13 a.m. The last thing I see is my reflection in the monitor, but it's wearing wire-rimmed glasses I don't own. 3 weeks later, Sarah from Day Shift found this document on my computer. I'd been missing for 3 days. They found me in the cemetery, sitting on that bench, completely catatonic. My laptop was open beside me, logged into dozens of accounts simultaneously. The battery had been dead for hours, but the screen was still on. The doctors say it's some kind of psychotic break. Stress, they claim. Too many night shifts. Too much time alone with the servers. They've got me on medication that makes everything feel muffled, like I'm underwater. But I know better. I'm back at work now. Different shift, of course. They won't let me near the night hours. But sometimes, when I'm updating tickets or resetting passwords, I catch myself typing things I didn't mean to type. Old-fashioned phrases. Equations that shouldn't make sense but do. My co-workers joke that I've developed a weird accent, something they can't quite place. And every night at 3:13 a.m., I wake up. No matter where I am, no matter how tired, I wake up and check my phone. There's always an email from D. Jacobs at millbrook.edu. Just 2 words. Thank you. Eyes in the footage are closed the entire time. Sleepwalking, the doctors said. But I know better. I was being driven. I woke up standing in front of a maintenance closet I'd never noticed before. My hands were dirty, fingernails caked with old mortar. The wall beside the closet had scratch marks, fresh ones. When I looked closer, I realized they weren't random. They were circuit diagrams. Last night he sent me coordinates. Not the cemetery this time. The old physics building, scheduled for demolition next month. In the basement, he says, behind a wall that looks solid but isn't, there's a room. His original laboratory, sealed since 1901. He wants me to find it. He wants me to turn it on. I told him no. I deleted the email. I requested a transfer to another department. But my transfer was denied. The email came back, this time from my supervisor's account. The work must continue. I checked the login logs. My supervisor's account had been accessed at 3:13 a.m. from the cemetery. Then I checked all the faculty accounts, all the staff, even the students. Hundreds of logins, all at 3:13 a.m., all from the cemetery, all lasting exactly 11 seconds. The door isn't just open, they're all coming through. And the worst part? The absolute worst part? I can feel myself wanting to help them. Every night the urge gets stronger. To go to that basement, to find that room, to flip that switch and see what happens when the dead finally get the technology they've been waiting for. My hands have started drawing the circuit diagrams when I'm not paying attention. During meetings, I sketch transformers and capacitors in the margins of my notes. My apartment is littered with papers covered in equations I don't remember writing. Some are in my handwriting. Some are in David's. I know because I found his old notebooks in the archive. His handwriting is distinctive, sharp, angular, impatient. Now it flows from my pen as easily as my own. Sarah asked me about it yesterday. "You feeling okay, Marcus? You seem different." I wanted to tell her. Wanted to scream that I'm losing myself, that every night at 3:13 a.m. I feel a little less like Marcus Chen and a little more like David Allen Jacobs. That sometimes I catch myself thinking about electromagnetic theory with an understanding I shouldn't have. That I know things about the university's electrical grid that aren't in any manual. Instead, I smiled and said I was fine. Just tired. But I'm not fine. This morning, I woke up with dirt under my fingernails again. My laptop was open to architectural plans for Whitmore Hall's basement. There were notes in the margins. Almost ready. The resonance chamber remembers. It wants to sing again. The handwriting was mine. The words were his. I've started seeing them during the day now. Flickers in my peripheral vision. A girl in a 1920s dress walking through the library stacks. A professor in a tweed jacket that went out of style 50 years ago. They nod at me like we're old colleagues. Sometimes they mouth words I can't quite make out. But at 3:13 a.m., I understand them perfectly. They're all saying the same thing. Soon. David sends me the same message every night now. The same promise, the same threat, the same inevitability. You can join us willingly, Marcus, or you can join us anyway. The electric age belongs to those who understood it first. The living are just borrowing our future. The machine is patient, the cemetery is full, and we have all the time in the world. Your friend in electricity, David Allen Jacobs, class of 1901, class of 2025, class of forever. I've made my decision. Tonight, I'm going to the physics building. I'm going to find that room, but not to turn it on. I'm going to destroy it. I've been researching. Salt disrupts electromagnetic fields. Iron filings can create interference. I've filled my backpack with both, plus a sledgehammer from the maintenance shed. If I can find the resonance chamber, maybe I can break whatever connection David has to our world. It's 2:45 a.m. now. I'm in my car in the parking lot, watching the physics building. It looks different at night. Older. Like it remembers when it was new, when David walked its halls. My phone keeps buzzing. Email after email from addresses that shouldn't exist. They know what I'm planning. They're trying to stop me. Don't be foolish, Marcus. You're one of us now. The machine cannot be stopped. We're already inside you. That last one might be true. My hands are shaking, but not from fear. They're shaking because they want to build, not destroy. My fingers itch for keyboards and circuits, not sledgehammers. AM. I'm going in. If you don't hear from me again, you'll know what happened. They'll probably find me in the cemetery, sitting on that bench staring at nothing. Or maybe they won't find me at all. Maybe I'll become another login at 3:13 a.m., another ghost in the machine. But I have to try. I have to. Wait. My phone just buzzed. A new email. But this one's different. It's from me. From my own account. Sent at 3:13 a.m. But it's only 3:01. The subject line, "You're already here." I'm looking at the physics building, but my reflection in the car window is looking somewhere else. It's smiling. And behind it, in the back seat that should be empty, I can see the faint outline of wire-rimmed glasses. The email has an attachment. A photo. It's me, standing in a room I've never seen before, my hand on a switch. The timestamp says 3:13 a.m. Tonight, in 12 minutes, I'll be in that room. In 12 minutes, I'll flip that switch, whether I want to or not. The engine of my car just started. I didn't turn the key. My hands are moving to the gear shift. My foot finds the gas pedal. I'm driving to the physics building, and I can't stop. David's voice is in my head now, clear as my own thoughts. "Thank you for the resistance, Marcus. It made the connection stronger. Fighting creates its own resonance, and resonance is all we need." The building door opens before I reach it. The hallway lights flicker on one by one, leading me down to the basement, down to the room that's been waiting. The maintenance closet door is already open. Behind it, a hole in the wall, fresh, as if I'd already been here, as if I'd already dug through. I can see the room beyond. Copper coils, glass tubes, technology that shouldn't work but will. The resonance chamber, exactly as David built it, exactly as I've been dreaming it. My phone says 3:12. One more minute. I want to run. I want to scream. I want to smash everything with the sledgehammer that's no longer in my hands. But my body moves forward. My hand reaches for the switch. 13 a.m. "Welcome home," I say. But it's not my voice. The switch flips. The room fills with light. Not electric light, but something older. The copper sings. The glass resonates. And through it all, I can see them. All of them. The dead of Millbrook Cemetery, standing in a crowd, waiting. David steps forward. He looks exactly like his photo. Exactly like my reflection has been looking lately. "Thank you, Marcus," he says. "But I don't need your body. I need your knowledge, your understanding of modern systems, your access codes, your passwords, your life in this electric age." He reaches out, and I reach back. I can't help it. Our hands touch. For a moment, I am David Allen Jacobs, dying in this room in 1901, electricity coursing through me, seeing visions of a future where thought travels at light speed. For a moment, he is Marcus Chen, living in that future, surrounded by the networks he dreamed of. Then we're both, and neither. And something new. The machine sings louder. The dead step forward. One by one they touch the coils. One by one they disappear. Into the network, into the system, into every device connected to Millbrook University, and then beyond. The last thing I write is this. If you work it at a university, check your logs. Check them carefully. And if you see an account logging in from a cemetery at 3:13 a.m., don't investigate. Don't engage. Just run. Because once they notice you noticing them, you become part of the network. And the network never lets go. But you know what? As I feel myself dissolving into electricity, into data, into something between living and dead, I realize something. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe David was right. Maybe the future belongs to those who understand it first. Maybe, document corrupted, auto-saved at 3:13:11 a.m. Login detected, meccan@millbrook.edu. Location, Millbrook Cemetery. Duration,